We see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
At Lux Bond & Green, we have been designing and crafting custom jewelry for decades. It's an art as much as a science, and really there's no room for error. It comes down to 100 little choices made by our own artists and experts who listen to you and create your perfect engagement ring by hand. Quality, value, and selection. Lux Bond & Green Jewelers throughout Connecticut and Massachusetts.
Last year, Hartford Athletic won just 2 times at Trinity Health. Last year, Hartford Athletic won just 2 times at Trinity Health Stadium. They can make it 3 already this year if they come up victorious against San Antonio FC. With Mark Donaldson, I'm Joe D'Ambrosio. With a difficult stretch of the schedule coming up, Mark, it's important to get points at home.
From a Hartford perspective, Joe, they've not won 3 in a row at home since October 2022, but they've started off well, winning 3 of 4 in the USL since Brendan Burke took over, but they're up against the San Antonio side today, unbeaten in 5 of 6 this season in the league. However, they haven't won at home, away from home in 8 games in the USL since August 23.
2 weeks ago, Hartford jumped out to a 2-0 lead on Miami. Miami FC came back, scored the goal that made it 2-1, but then Enoch Mushagalusa with what turned out to be game-winning goal for Hartford.
Yeah, and it should have been comfortable. They should have put Miami away, but the way Hartford do things, they like to keep it interesting, and a comical own goal near the end made sure the last few minutes were a little bit too nervy.
So Hartford improving to 3-1 on the season. Let's take a look at the table in the Eastern Conference.
What a start by Charleston and by Louisville City, and those 2 teams at the top are Hartford's next opponents. The big surprise, Pittsburgh last season, who topped the Eastern Conference in the regular season, rock bottom.
We'll come back with the starting lineups and the opening kickoff next. It's a beautiful day in Hartford. Glad you're with us for USL Championship Soccer here on ESPN Plus and MyTV9.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized healthcare that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
At Lux Bond & Green, we have been designing and crafting custom jewelry for decades. It's an art as much as a science, and really there's no room for error. It comes down to 100 little choices made by our own artists and experts who listen to you and create your perfect engagement ring by hand. Quality, value, and selection. Lux Bond & Green Jewelers throughout Connecticut and Massachusetts.
Hartford Athletic would like to thank the Mandel JCC of Greater Hartford, the official fitness center of Hartford Athletic. Visit mandeljcc.org to learn more. Last Fly is the leader in airport parking at Bradley International. Save 20% by pre-booking on lasfly.com. Last Fly, a proud supporter of Hartford Athletic. Beautiful day, 64 degrees, winds out of the west at 13. The lineups brought to you by Liberty Bank, and it's a familiar lineup for the local 11.
Yeah, right now, Hartford's lineup pretty much picks itself. Last time out, they beat Miami 3-2 here, and it's the same 11 players, with Romario Williams leading the line, Mishi Ingalina and Deshane Beckford providing the width, Marcus Epps coming from deep. Important for Aseadu and for Jay Chapman to continue the form that they have shown together.
And for San Antonio, coming in with a record 2-1-3, they make one change from what's been their lineup for most of the year.
Yeah, they play the three at the back, but the change today is Mashup Chol coming in for Cameron Lacey. Juan Agudelo, saw him on the second game of the season for San Antonio down at Tampa, played on the left. He can switch easily, but he will be the focal point in attack, along with the talented former MLS player with Atlanta United, Mashup Chol.
Hartford will get the ball first in the familiar blue and green kits. San Antonio in black and white. Our keys to the game brought to you by Hoffman.
San Antonio is a physical side. Hartford lost their discipline in midweek. It's important to keep their discipline for Hartford and not get involved. And they've got to try and use the pace of Beckford and Ingalina for San Antonio. Hartford don't have a right back playing at right back. They've got a centre back playing there. They've got to take advantage of that and of the set plays, of which they're likely to get many.
Welcome those of you listening on Sirius XM, the soccer channel, 157. Ball set in the direction of Chol from Sudan, and Tomas Van Kaziel knocks it out for Athletic. Here's Jorge Hernandez. Won the Golden Playmaker Award last year with 10 assists. 7 is Luke Hawkinson. Sent in the box, cleared out by Farrell. Sent up ahead, over the head of Michi Ngalina. And I know we talked before the game, Michi Ngalina, a guy who's got to pick up the pace a little bit more.
Yeah, former Young Player of the Year in MLS, went away on a European tour and decided it wasn't for him and came back. It was a coup to get him for Hartford, but he needs to pick up. He hasn't shown the same form that the player on the other side of the pitch for Hartford, Deshane Beckford, has yet.
Joe Farrell volleys it over the near touchline. It'll be a throw in for San Antonio.
They had a good team. But this is the toughest game that Hartford have faced so far this season.
Lucas Silva threw it in. 66 is Trova Boni getting his second start. He started last week in the scoreless draw with Orange County. Number 3, Mitchell Tater. He's a local kid out of Stores. His mother was an All-American at UConn. Missy Maroney Tater, who I was fortunate enough to run into coming in. And, of course, his grandfather, the legendary former coach at UConn, Joe Maroney Sr. And Mitchell knocks it over the near touchline, right near the San Antonio bench, where head coach Alan Marcina is situated in his 5th year.
The Canadian. Both teams out of the US Open Cup. The difference is that San Antonio lost on MLS side. Hartford losing in midweek to an MLS Next Pro team, New York City FC 2s. Wasn't a good day, 8 changes, but they're back to the lineup that they know well.
Play down by Kendall Burks. Puts it high into the air. Anderson Asiedu touches it down, but it's taken by San Antonio. But Lucas Silva from Brazil can't keep it in, so it'll be a Hartford throw-in at midfield. Joey Apanonu to throw it in.
Central midfield area today, Joe, is going to be key for me. You've got Asiedu and you've got Chapman, but it depends what they do with Jorge Hernandez, because I really like Kevin Lambert, the Jamaican midfielder, playing alongside Luke Hawkinson. So Hartford are going to be careful they don't get outnumbered in that central midfield area.
Chapman turns it over, and it goes out of bounds over the near touchline to Apanonu. Our referee today is Jeremy Shear, his 4th USL game of the season. Assistant referees are Zen Cho and Eric Schreiber, and the 4th official, who's here almost as often as us, Hao Zhang. Here's Chol. And offside is called, so it'll be a Hartford free kick.
Scottish weather for you, Joseph.
65 degrees. It's beautiful. It's not quite warm enough for me, but I know for you it's a heat wave.
This is beautiful, considering some of the conditions that
Yes.
Hartford have played this season. Monsoon conditions in the first one, then midweek wasn't nice as well. And no surprise that you get good weather and you get a good team in form, you get a super crowd in attendance.
Even though Henan Hibero is available for selection, and on the bench, it's Paul Walters on loan from FC Cincinnati, starting his 5th straight game. Farrell plays it back to him, and he changes fields over to Tristan Hodge. Hodge has been a mainstay in that defense for Athletic this year. Here's Engalina, taken down on the far side.
The first of many, I would suspect.
It's a physical team, this San Antonio team. They play a hard, direct style. As you see, the referee, Jeremy Scherer, helps Michi up. And if you're Hartford, you've got to play through that. You've got to play through the contact.
You do. You've got to stand up to it as well, and you've got to hope that you got a strong referee. And he's just having a little word there with Trovaboni.
Trevor Boney from Burkina Faso. Middle of the field, here's Epps.
Yeah, he played an advantage here. Just explaining to Mario Williams that he played the advantage, but that's 2 already. And something was left in there by Juan Agudelo and Joe Farrell. Look, I've got no issue with the way that they play football, because the other way around, they'll get free kicks, and they're very dangerous from that as well. But it's up to Hartford to try and beat that press and to try and avoid those challenges.
Joe cuts to the middle to Luke Hawkinson.
They're a good team as well. They're not just a bunch of hammer throwers that just kick everything that moves. That's totally unfair. This is a good side. This is a side that reached the conference semi-finals last year. They know the way to go. They've got talent in there, and they're physical. There's nothing wrong with that. You've got to match up to them if you're Hartford.
5 is Kendall Burks in the middle of the field. Plays it across to Boney. Here they come on the attack. Switch to the left side. Here's Silva open, puts it on goal. Header is a goal! Silva with the setup, and Muchak Chol gives San Antonio the lead on the diving header, just 6:23 in.
Told you they were a good side. That's a lovely goal in from the left-hand side, and a super header. My concern today, this is Hartford's toughest test of the season. Your 2 wide players, Beckford on one side and Engalina on the other, have got to get back and help better. You cannot allow Lucas Silva the time to deliver. This is a former MLS player who played for Atlanta United back in 2021. You can't allow him to get space inside the box. A good team takes their chances. San Antonio 1 up.
For Muchak Chol, who just joined the team on April 2nd, his first goal. And for Lucas Silva, who's one of 2 San Antonio players with 2 goals this year, his first assist. The other, Carter Manley, is out. So now Hartford will try to answer. Here's Romario Williams. Gives to Beckford in the box. Cleared out. Apononu can't get to it. Here's Silva on the run. Hernandez with a back heel. To Kevon Lambert. Hartford takes it away. Asiedu feeds Michi Engalina in the offensive half. Now Hodge. Gives back to Engalina. No runners for Hartford. Michi gives it to the overlapping wing. That's Hodge. Tristan dribbling backwards towards his own goal. Finds empty room.
Sorry, Joe. Teammates have got to provide more of an option there. Otherwise, he keeps going. He's going to end up back with his goalkeeper. There has to be runners off the ball from Hartford. Movement has to be better.
Hodge gets it back. Plays for Engalina. 1v1 with Boney of San Antonio at the 18. Here's a nice touch. Put in front, but nobody there as the ball rolls over the goal line.
Okay, Romario Williams isn't in the box. Someone else has to be. If he's doing his job, if he's going short, if he's picking it up, or if he's late arriving, you've got to notice that as a teammate. Marcus Epps is playing in that withdrawn number 10 role. He's got to become that striker. If he does, he's got a tap in there. Instead, it's a goal kick for San Antonio, who incidentally have taken the lead away from home for the first time since September, when Santiago Patino scored. It ultimately ended in a 1-1 draw at Colorado Springs, but in the last 5 away games, they have conceded the first goal.
That includes 2 games this year, the draw with Tampa Bay and the loss at Las Vegas Lights. This is a team that won the USL Trophy in 2022. Turnover by Hartford. Here comes San Antonio again. Lambert. Lacey plays it out to Hawkinson. Drops the ball back. Good hustle. Coming back on the play by Galina to help force a turnover. Tainer will trap it in the middle of the field. The captain, Mitchell Tainer, sends it ahead towards Chaw, but Farrell had him closely and picked up off the ground of the box by Paul Walters.
Too big a gap for Hartford in that midfield area. It's Anderson Asedu against the world, and that ain't going to work. You need to have more help. This is going to be tough. It's going to be tough for Epps, it's going to be tough for Beckford, and tough for Galina, but they have to get up and down this pitch.
Trinity Health of New England, proud to be the official medical provider and title partner of Hartford Athletic. Always committed to providing the best healthcare experience every day for every patient. Trinity Health of New England, we see all of you. Hartford player down on the far side. Referee Jeremy Shear going over to check on him. It's Tristan Hodge.
It was a strong challenge from Juan Agudelo.
Hodge now sitting up, and it's the second time that Jeremy Shear has helped somebody up off the pitch. 1-0 on the goal in the 7th minute by Muchap Chol, assisted by Lucas Silva. Now, when we talked with Brendan Burke during the week, he said expect San Antonio to dominate possession. Hartford would be looking to force them into errors when they had the ball.
Well, he wanted to give San Antonio possession in certain areas of the field.
Now here's Galina up the left channel. Pass was sloppy to Epps, taken away by Shannon Gomez. Plays it for Hernandez. Knocked out of bounds. They say last touched by Gomez, so it'll be a Hartford throw-in in their half of the field.
Dubious throw from Galina. It was bordering on a foul throw, but he got away with it.
Joel's been all over the field. He steals it from Joe Farrell, but has it knocked away, and now Hodge will drop it back to Thomas Van Gaziel. He's played all 360 minutes for Athletic this year, so has Hodge. Long ball played up ahead and kicked out once again. There's Beckford, who starts out on the right, turning up on the left, and eventually we'll see Galina come to the right side.
Let's keep tabs on this Hartford possession. Where are the options? Hodge has got it here, so Epps comes short. That's a good ball.
Played up ahead to Deshane Beckford. He's got Galina in the box, but it's cleared over the far touchline by Kendall Burks.
Don't have a problem if Hartford are a bit more direct today. I think that's a way that you can get in behind this back three and keep Shannon Gomez and Lucas Silva on their toes.
So it'll be a throw-in. Tristan Hodge comes all the way down to throw it in. Ball knocked away, and Jay Chapman will get it for Hartford. That pass that Epps didn't go for. Here's San Antonio on the counter. They play it ahead for Chol.
Stepped up just enough, Apunonu. There's the question, just 5 seconds before the flag went up. Was it a bad pass or was it poor play from Marcus Epps, who waited for it? He's going to be more alert than that. That's good from Apunonu because he's pacey, Chol. The problem you've got if you're Hartford with pace in behind, you can't play too high a line because it's easy if you get it right from San Antonio to be able to time the ball over the top and get Chol running onto it.
Please join us in thanking founding partner The Hartford for educating children about fire safety with their Junior Fire Marshal program. Visit juniorfiremarshal.com to learn more. 1-0 in favor of San Antonio as we hit the 15-minute mark. Quarter hour in. What do you see from Hartford that you like, and what do you see that you don't like?
I don't like the midfield matchup right now. San Antonio is winning that one, and Marcus Epps, is going to have that engine. He's going to have to play between an 8 and a 10 and kind of play two roles today, because with Hartford using the width that they have, they are short in the middle.
Laid off for Hawkinson in the box. A shot deflected off Van Kazil's back. Hawkinson gets it back. Feeds it up on the right. Chipped into the box. Settled by Aguideo. His shot is blocked by Joe Farrell. Hartford rather lazily. Engelina played it along the 18. Chapman now has it. Plays it back to Apanonu. Then he plays it up ahead. Here's Marcus Epps. Taken down. And that's going to be our first card of the game.
No issues, it's a card. The problem that Hartford were hoping they didn't encounter was fouls like that weren't punished by a yellow card. That's clear. It's a yellow card all day long. You want a strong referee, you got one. You move on.
It was that kind of foul at the end of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup game that triggered all the insanity towards the end, the way Epps was spun down. So Trevor Boney gets the yellow card. Hartford will put it into play in their half of the field. And Epps drops it back to Farrell to clear some space. Sliding tackle by Jorge Hernandez to steal it away. I think they got Jay Chapman for the foul.
Yep, I like this referee so far. It's his first visit to Hartford for nearly 2 years, but it's what you want. You want someone that's making the players aware on whichever side that if they commit an infringement, it won't be tolerated and it will be noted.
Kevon Lambert, the Jamaican on loan from Real Salt Lake, was the affected party. Epps heads it down to Romario Williams. Chapman tried a one-touch for Engelina, who is now on the right side. Instead, quickly back, Hernandez in the Hartford half. Gets it over to Agudelo. Played up ahead on the run, into the box, a shot. Goes wide. Hartford dodges a bullet there as Chol had a golden opportunity for his second goal of the match.
That is a brilliant move. It starts deeper than that. It starts with Jorge Hernandez, and he plays in Lucas Silva. Hartford don't have an answer for the left wing back. But if you're going to allow Jorge Hernandez all this time, he will punish you. He's the conductor of the orchestra, and right now he's the one that's playing the tune.
It's Hernandez from the near corner to the right of the Hartford keeper, Paul Walters. Ready for the left-footed in-swinger. Ball never gets through. Cleared out by Engelina. Hernandez keeps it in. Silva chips it towards the 6-yard mark. Romario Williams and Engelina help get it out of trouble. Here's Beckford. Too far. Chased down by Shannon Gomez of San Antonio and played back to the keeper from Mexico, Pablo Cisniega.
There's a battle in the middle of the park between Marcus Epps and Kevin Lambert. Lambert so far is on top.
Williams goes down, or rather Michi goes down. Engelina looking for a call, none made. Now Anderson Asiedu in the middle, dribbling cross field. They cleared across on the right. Here's Hodge up from the wing. 1v1 with Shannon Gomez of San Antonio. Nice one touch to Marcus Epps. Gives to Beckford. To Shane Beckford. Marked closely. Towards the 18. Gives it to Engelina on the right. Michi drops it back. Too far for Chapman. Asiedu will run onto it and give it to Epps. In the box, his shot. And Cisniega maybe jumps like half a phone book high to make the catch.
It's better from Hartford. It's better because every time one of their players had the ball in that move, there was an option for him.
In the 20th minute, Randy's Worcester Street Pizza, the official pizza of Hartford Athletics. Stop by the stadium or visit their other Connecticut locations to enjoy some of the best pizza Connecticut has to offer. Hawkinson plays it up ahead on the right. Gomez into the box, and Van Kenzeel slides to knock it over the goal line, so it'll be the second corner kick for San Antonio.
Been the better side so far, 20 minutes gone.
This is their first ever trip to Hartford. Last year, their first ever meeting, San Antonio won by a score of 5-2. Tani Oluwasi had 4 goals in that one.
It was 2-2 at halftime. It's a wild game.
So the corner this time will be to the left of the Hartford keeper, Paul Walters, from down to the far side. In swinger, Walters elevates, and
that's naughty.
Agudelo slams into him, and Jay Chapman wants to know what's the story, and Walters is in some pain, and the head athletic trainer, Mike Diaz, is going to jog out onto the field to see about the keeper, who is down, as is Agudelo. So the San Antonio head athletic trainer, Jesse Lowrance, will go in. What'd you think as we watch a replay?
It looked worse first time out than it did on replay. I don't know if that was the best angle. Clearly there's contact. Whether or not there was a push by a Hartford player into Agudelo, not sure. It certainly looked worse first time out.
Both players are still down. Agudelo, lots of MLS experience with Red Bulls. About 2 hours away from here from the New England Revolution. So both players are up and appear to be okay.
Normally you can tell a lot by the reaction of those around any incident, and it was the Hartford players all immediately they were claiming, but what they were claiming for, I'm not sure. Even that second replay with the better angle suggested there wasn't too much in that one, but again, we'd need to call the defense witnesses to the stand to get their take.
So Walters will put it in play with a free kick from the 12-yard spot. 1-0, San Antonio on top. The only other time Hartford conceded the first goal was the loss down at North Carolina when they dropped a 2-1 decision. Here's a counter. Luke Hawkinson gives it off to Agudelo.
Much better.
Good hustle by Anderson Asiedu to take it off his foot and steal it away.
Well, that started with Angelina working hard to get back, and that's what they're after. That didn't look like it was out, the full ball, but hey-ho.
Yeah.
But you're going to need that today, because they're not luxury players, the white players, because they're creative players that will either hopefully score or create goals for Hartford. But they can't just stand there when San Antonio's got the ball. They've got to work hard getting back, and they did that there with Michi Angelina.
Silva throws it towards the box. Headed in the air for Hernandez. They play it in the air. Hawkinson and Hodge go for it. Hawkinson wins it. Wheels and fires one wide of the cage, so it'll be a goal kick. Wasn't for Paul Walters.
Overly happy there with Tristan Hodges' attempt at a challenge. It was a half-hearted effort that he got away with. It's about finding a way now, Hartford, to get back into this game. They need to get these three involved more.
Here's Beckford in the offensive half. Taken right off his foot and stolen. Hartford's got to be stronger with the ball in the offensive third.
Got to keep it better. That's more like it.
Taken away by Jay Chapman in the center circle. Passes into traffic. Taken away by Kevon Lambert. That's a good hustle by Epps in the midfield. Square on the near side. Give and go. Apinonu plays it back to Joe Farrell. The thing about the cup game the other night was once the game went overtime, there were guys who didn't go in till Hartford fell behind. There's a tough foul. That's going to be another card. As And Galena goes down. And it looks like it's going to be another.
I'm not sure he's going to get a card for this.
Despite what you hear from the
I mean, that
fan down there.
That's if you do that in the street, you're not going to spend the evening in your own bed. Brendan Burke having words with the fourth official, who now wears, well, I say now, he always has, but it's no surprise he's wearing his earpiece in his right ear because he's got Brendan Burke to his right.
Hartford, go ahead, Mark.
It should have been a yellow. I mean, this is what Brendan Burke is after. He is after a strong referee who will punish a cautionable offence with a caution. Referee didn't there. He should have.
So Hartford will put it in play from about 8 yards into their offensive half. Tristan Hodge to trigger it for Athletic. Down 1-0. Plays it square to Asiedu. Anderson has relatives in the area. That's why he's glad he came here. Is Joe Farrell coming up. Try to get a foot on it. It'll be a goal kick, but a good effort by the Hartford captain out of Bluebell, Pennsylvania.
I thought initially when that was played short, you've got your two centre-backs that have gone forward, so they obviously have either practiced something on the training ground or they've given it back to Tristan Hodge. It's a decent delivery, and Farrell might have felt himself that he could have done better with that one, but that's better from a Hartford perspective.
Hartford Athletic would like to thank Nuova Pasta for supporting our Goals for Meals program. For every Hartford Athletic goal scored this year, Nuova Pasta will donate meals to the help fight against food insecurity in our community. Along with Mark Donaldson, I'm Joe D'Ambrosio. Here's Gomez, played out of the box. Hawkinson against Chapman. Gives to Gomez, tries to touch it back. Epps kind of laid off that. Goes to Mitchell Tater. Plays it to an open Hernandez. Back to Lambert. San Antonio had been linking passes. Maintained possession. Lambert over on the left to Silva. Cuts towards the box. Plays it through. Silva from the goal line plays it back. Race for the ball. And Hartford will get there first. And Galena plays it up ahead for Epps. Here's Marcus Epps, 1v1 with Tater in the box. He scores! His first goal with Athletic, and Marcus Epps ties the game in the 28th minute.
Brass bonanza at Trinity Health Stadium. Going to take you back to the opening few minutes of this game. How was this game going to be won? A ball over the top, a ball in behind, in transition. Epps has got a lot to do here against Mitchell Tainter. That's a really good finish because he takes it early. He allows himself that opportunity not to get Pablo Cisniega the chance to set. And Epps, who's kind of had to play 2 or 3 different positions today, finishes with a plum. He had Beckford in support. Just what the doctor ordered for Hartford. This is a really good game.
32nd career goal for the former USF Bull. And we are all even at 1. And you called it, Mark. Hartford's got to go over the top and take advantage of a San Antonio back 3 that is not their strong point.
You could also argue that some of Hartford's best opportunities in this game going forward might come when San Antonio have got the ball and Hartford win it back quickly, like this one. Then you've got the transition, and you've got players from San Antonio out of position.
Michi and Galena gets an assist into the box. Oh, and Michi just misses on a sliding attempt as he collides with Pablo Cisniega. And Cisniega is down.
Hartford's strengths are wide areas. Hartford's strengths are runs from midfield and get the attack to support. When you've got the 3 defenders from San Antonio who are, they're all right, they're fine, but they're not the paciest. They're not going to compete with Shane Beckford. If you can get the ball forward quicker, if you're trying to play through them in a central midfield role with a tippy-tappy 3, 4, 5 passes, forget it. It will not work against San Antonio. That's the type of ball for Epps, and that ball there that was played in behind, that's how you get in behind San Antonio.
Hartford Athletic would like to thank Lux Bond and Green Jewelers since 1898, celebrating life's special moments. A special moment for Marcus Epps from Michi and Galena to tie the match at 1. The offside flag is up.
No, it's a free kick.
Oh,
San
free kick,
Antonio
I'm
for
sorry.
the foul.
It'll be a San Antonio free kick. Hernandez
He's pretty good
was
at delivering.
taken down.
This is the issue that, from a Hartford perspective, that we were talking about earlier, the height and the strength that they have, San Antonio, from set plays. They've got big boys at the back. Tainter, Burks, Boney. You've got a good deliverer of the football in Jorge Hernandez. Interesting that Hartford are trying to keep as high a line as possible here to give the goalkeeper as much space.
Walters positioned at the far post. Hernandez will trigger it. Two-man wall, 10 yards away, about 3 yards into the box for Hartford. Hernandez will try to get a left foot on this. Service it into the box. Sends it towards goal and headed up and over the goal.
Well defended. by
Trevor
Hartford.
Boney.
Yep. And it was Jay Chapman. And the problem you've got when you're trying to defend in what seems like land of the giants in the penalty box, you put your tallest against their tallest, you put your best defenders of set plays against their best attackers of the football, but there comes a time when you get to 5th, 6th, 7th choice, there's a mismatch. Hartford did well there.
And Brendan Burke said that it was set pieces that San Antonio he was concerned with.
I was keeping tabs on Brendan Burke there, and he was complaining and appealing that Romario Williams was having his jersey tugged by Kendall Burks. He was right, but it was right in front of the referee, who wasn't interested.
Hawkinson chips it up ahead. It'll be Silva, the San Antonio goal scorer or assist man, puts it in front, sends it in, but it's headed out of play. So it'll be a goal kick for Hartford.
We have an accompaniment, as we did in midweek, with one of the Hartford supporters.
Do you think he loses his voice at all?
He's got a good voice.
He's got a leather lung.
He hasn't lost it after Wednesday.
No.
But he does the things that Brendan can't do, shouting at the fourth official and the referee.
On the turnover, Agudelo. Apinono has it taken off his foot. Hernandez feeds Chol in the box. Not much of a shot there. Walters caught it about ankle high to make the save.
No, rewind there. That's nothing to do with the goalkeeper. That's everything to do with the centre-back playing it right back. And now Hartford come again.
Athletic on the run. And Galena plays it off to Romario Williams. Stutter steps and airmails it over the goal.
So the issue here, the referee's given the advantage. Now Joe Farrell's saying to him, well, hold on a minute here. You've given the advantage. What about the challenge initially? What about the jersey tug? You're not going to do anything about that. And he's not, the referee. So when we spoke to Brendan Burke about this on Thursday, there's only so much he can do. He can plant seeds or something like that. It's up to the referee. It's up to the players to plant seeds. But you've got to be careful the way you do it. You cannot lose your discipline if you're Hartford, because they lost their discipline in midweek.
Hawkinson plays it up ahead towards Chol. He'll run onto it in the box, left-footed shot, and it goes wide. Joe Farrell was late closing on Muchap Chol there.
The problem you've got, Joe, is the wind. And right now, it's against San Antonio, and it actually just held up. And Chol, not as strong as he would like on his left foot, but that one, had it been at the other end, would have gone all the way through to the goalkeeper. So Hartford just got to be careful with that wind.
San Antonio takes possession away again. Agudelo, marked by Van Kazil, in the box. Here's a chip, and it goes wide. Hawkinson. Although Apinonu had gone to the near post from where we sit to make sure that nothing untoward happened.
Right, this is about Thomas Van Kazil. He's not in the shot, and there's a reason for that. He was at the edge of the 18-yard box. They've defended pretty well this season so far, Hartford. There have been a couple of moments. That was one of those moments. Defend as a unit. You can't pick and choose who's going forward and who's staying back.
Shane Beckford cuts to the middle on Silva, tries to split 3 defenders. Gives Romario to Epps. Now Beckford loses it over the goal line, and it'll be a goal kick. Today's WTNH Youth Soccer Team of the Match, West Hartford Soccer Club and the East Windsor Soccer Club. Along with Mark Donaldson, our producer, John Forster, filling in for Wally Pip, a.k.a. Sir Thomas of Stanwix. No, 2 weeks in a row. You know, if Forster gets a couple of wins, we have to question Stanwix.
2 weeks in a row, you make a reference that only people who were born in the 18th century
know
what you're talking about.
I was born then, so I think it's fine.
No, it's okay for you.
You notice I didn't intimate you were getting anything from Lux Bond Green either. Far side. Knocked away from Engelina over the far touchline. Throws it in quickly to Tristan Hodge. One thing San Antonio's done well is the ball goes to the Hartford forwards, and they're pretty sticky between the defenders and the midfielders closing in.
They are. This is a team that you hate to play against, but it's a team you would love to support because they really annoy the opposition.
Nice steal by Anderson Asiedu. Plays it up ahead. A touch too far for Beckford. And it'll go over the goal line to our right, and it'll be a goal kick for Pablo Cisniega.
I think we get more goals in this. I think it's too open, too stretched as it is. If it continues like this one ain't ending 1-1.
All right, I will mark that down. I agree with you. Long ball played upfield in the direction of Agudelo. He gets it back on a second ball. On the far side, it's Shannon Gomez. Spins it back. See if they switch directions here. And the keeper way out of the cage to come up with it and play it to Mitchell Tainer. Mitchell Tainer, a high school star at E.O. Smith in Stores. Now Silva. Open in the middle, it's Hawkinson. Nice wheeling, spinning move. Plays it up ahead, good play by Apanonu. To take that pass away, and Hartford will start the counter. Here's Beckford. Puts on the afterburners. Racing with Tainers. Stutter steps, now slows. Shane sends it towards the far post. And the ball bounces away from Engelina over the far touchline.
He got the assist for the opener, but Shane Beckford's the one that can unlock this San Antonio defense going forward. Just with his pace. Now Lucas Silva, who he's ultimately up against, the left wing back, good player, gets forward a lot. If Beckford can isolate himself against Mitchell Tainter, the left centre back for San Antonio, that's what Hartford want.
Hartford Athletic would like to thank our founding partner, Travelers. Thanks to Travelers, presenting partner of our community ticket program. Children from undeserved communities throughout Greater Hartford are able to come to the matches free of charge.
Hartford asking, did that ball go in play before it went back out of play? But the assistant and the referee both in agreement that the ball was never in play. That's why Trova Boni will get the chance to take the throw.
Gets it back from Gomez and sends it to midfield where it's trapped down by Apanonu. Plays in the middle. Beckford gets it to Epps. He's got Chapman to his right. Instead, goes back to Beckford. Now Epps. Asiedu plays it on the left to Hodge in those bright lime green cleats. Chapman, miscommunication with Hodge that time, and ball rolls harmlessly over the goal line.
That was 3 passes when it could have been 1. It went back to Asiedu, then it went to Hodge. If it had been played quicker to Hodge first time, he's then got the opportunity to either whip it in or take a touch and try and beat his man. It's decision making for Hartford.
Chol takes down Farrell, and the whistle blows. Foul is called. Hartford will take possession.
I hope my team, Heart of Midlothian in Scotland, are as not physical, but are as competitive tomorrow against Rangers as San Antonio are today.
I hope my hockey team, Rangers, is better. Here's Beckford on the near side. Sends it towards goal. Harmless shot. Played along the ground by Cisniega.
But there's Romario Williams on the spot, ready if there's any scraps. It's pretty even right now. It's definitely San Antonio who started the game better.
Right. Hartford's played better the last 15 minutes. Nice steal by Beckford. Sends it into the box. Cleared out. Meanwhile, Lucas Silva in pain on the near touchline, and the referee, Jeremy Shearer, will come over to take a look at him. You get a look at Silva from Barra-Mansa, Brazil. Spent several years in Liga Portugal too. Seems to be no worse for the wear.
They have a setup, San Antonio, that suits the players that they have. Alan Marcina, the Canadian coach, has got the players in the right position. The game that I saw them down at Tampa, they had Agudelo, who's now on the left side again, having swapped with Chol. They kind of had a player playing in behind as more of a front three, but it's definitely a two today with one playing in behind, and that player's on the ball right now.
Tied at 1, 41st minute. Agudelo on a counter. Plays it across. Hawkinson at the 18. Goes down. Yellow card to Anderson Asiedu, his third of the season. And this will set up San Antonio for a dangerous opportunity just outside the 18.
Stupid from Asiedu. Joe Farrell had come across and was pretty optimistic that he was going to get that from Luke Hankinson. Asiedu, the silly challenge, and now you've got a position because it's the area that it's in. It's just to the left-hand side of centre, but for Paul Walters, he doesn't know if it's going to go to his left or his right. There's so many options that they have here, but I'm pretty sure this is a direct attempt on goal.
We're at the top of the circle, about 22 yards out. We would think we'd see Jorge Hernandez as the facilitator.
You've got options here. You can go over the wall, the kind of smallest part of the wall, which would be the right-hand side. Interesting to see Paul Walters' positioning here. Got to trust your wall.
Walters just about right in the middle. He's got a 7-man wall in front of him. And it'll be Hernandez to trigger. Tied at 1. Latter stages of the first half here in Hartford. Knocked down by the wall. Second attempt. Cleared by Tristan Hodge. Trapped down by Burks, keeping possession for San Antonio. Now Gomez. Off Hawkinson. Can he catch up with it? Yes. In the far corner, back to Gomez. Serves it towards the box. Asiedu says not this time. And it's cleared up ahead to Michi Engalina. He's taken down on the far side by Hawkinson. And Hawkinson gets the second yellow card issued to San Antonio. They are second in the league in yellow cards. So, as we approach Brignall Vineyard stoppage time, Hawkinson is booked his 4th yellow card of the season in 7 matches for San Antonio.
There's food trucks here, as there always is, but there's also a super foods truck here as well, selling acai berry smoothies. That's the color of Brendan Burke's face right now, because he is not happy.
Hartford maintains possession at midfield. Hodge basically gives it away. He was trying to hit Engalina, who was tightly covered. So it'll be a San Antonio throw-in by Boney. The game tied at 1. Chol scored in the 7th minute. Epps in the 28th. Played up ahead. Here's Epps in the box on the left. Drops it back. It's played away from danger. Not a good pass by Marcus Epps. And then Chapman called for a foul on the far side as Gomez goes down. Or Engelina, I'm sorry.
Engelina has got in behind there, but he's got to get closer to goal. He's got to give himself the options. Can he get the shot off? Can he lay it off? What's his best option? But again, that's Hartford's best chance of success in this game, utilizing the width in behind the San Antonio defense.
Agudelo. Now Silva. Knocked away by Epps. Drops it back to Apananu. Brignall Vineyard stoppage time. There are 4 minutes of stoppage time. It'll be a San Antonio throw-in from right in front of their bench. Lucas Silva. Apanonu anticipates and steals. Burks goes over the top to keep the possession. Now Silva on the left. Plays it off to Hawkinson. Silva gets it back. Cut off by Asiedu. Hawkinson tries to turn directions and drops it back to Lambert. Asiedu with good anticipation. Hartford takes it away, but Epps gives it right up. It'll be a throw-in for Silva of San Antonio. Farrell steals it in the middle. Mario Williams goes down, and they say play on.
Yeah, that wasn't a foul.
Here's Hodge. Hodge goes down, and that will be a foul on Agudelo.
Spoke about Brendan Burke being frustrated. I mean, he can be frustrated all he likes. It's the accumulation that might come back to haunt San Antonio. But as far as the last yellow card is concerned, it's a yellow card. It's nothing more.
Chapman, who's got a goal on the year, sends it to the right. Joey Apanonu. Reese Buckmaster, who got injured in the El Paso game. Apanonu has stepped in for him. He played the whole game on Wednesday night against NYCFC 2, and Buckmaster on the bench for Hartford. But we don't think we'll see him today, unless it's dire circumstances. Much like we think we'll see Henan Hibero.
It's a foul.
Called against Hartford, so Cisniega comes way out of the goal to initiate the play. 3rd minute of stoppage time here at Trinity Health Stadium.
Quick first half.
Lightning quick first half. Tied at 1.
That's
played
worth the chase.
Upfield. Engelina settles. Bounces it off Trevor Boney, and Hartford's opportunity goes by the wayside. Now Boney plays it up ahead towards Hawkinson. Hodge takes him down.
Stupid from Hodge.
And Hodge will be issued a yellow card.
Yep, no complaints whatsoever. What does he think he's going to do there by going through the man to get to the ball? Use your brain, son.
So, for the Jamaican, his 2nd yellow card of the year, as we are approaching halftime. At the half, we'll hear from Hartford's Deshane Beckford. And Mark and I had a chance to talk to him. We'll also have USL storylines. So stay with us during the intermission. As referee Jeremy Shear booking Tristan Hodge. Each team with 2 yellows in a game that started off tilted towards San Antonio, but has been more evenly played over the last 35 minutes or so. San Antonio finally puts the ball back into play. Hawkinson with room. Chips it towards the box. Parried out of there. Rebound, Tater. knocked away by Apanono and cleared out. And that'll do it. So we have reached halftime. It was San Antonio early on the goal by Muchap Chol. And then 22 minutes later, Marcus Epps with his first goal in a Hartford uniform to equalize it. We're tied at 1 between Hartford and San Antonio. You're watching USL Championship on ESPN Plus and MyTV9 and listening on Sirius XM 157.
Our students are looking to stand out, not blend in, which is a good thing considering the 8-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. USJ's academic experience is built on dynamic learning opportunities that extend into labs, internships, and collaboration with faculty, and are designed to both challenge and support students in their professional development. So if you're looking for an education that will help you make your mark in the world, visit usj.edu.
If anyone thinks cancer is going to define you, they've got another thing coming. We know you are more than someone healing their heart. At Trinity Health, we know the importance of seeing the person behind the patient, the fear, the joy, the journey. Bringing you the expert medical teams and state-of-the-art technological advancements of a national health system, along with the personalized care that helps you feel better. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
Welcome back to Trinity Health Stadium. One of this year's most exciting new events is the USL Jägermeister Cup, which begins April 27th and 28th and can be seen exclusively on ESPN+. This in-season cup competition features USL League One teams in a World Cup-style tournament that is sure to thrill fans.
You'll get it done.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Jennings, this is where he reeks. Jennings, 1v1. Got under it. Level. New Mexico.
looks great.
Oh.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized healthcare that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Halftime in Hartford, time for USL Storylines. The Lamar Hunt Cup continues. May 7th and 8th, of course, Athletic losing on Wednesday night. The Brazilian keeper, Henna Ribeiro, available for selection. He's in uniform, and Hartford Athletic will hit the road. Coming up, tough games with Lou City and Charleston. Mark and I had a chance earlier to sit down and talk with Deshane Beckford. Coming to Hartford, obviously new for you. What was it about this franchise that made you say, I want to be part of Athletic?
To be honest, it started with Brendan. Once I heard Brendan is getting the job here, it was easy for me because that's a guy that trusts me and gave me all the confidence. The best season of my career was with Brendan, so it was an easy go from the get-go with Brendan.
If you could characterize what makes him such a good coach, is it the communication?
I think it's just his personality, his just sense of humor. You just feel like this is somebody you can trust.
Right.
And I just gave him all my trust.
I'm going to show you something. We're going to put it on the screen for our viewers at home. Who's that?
That's me.
Your baby, huh?
Baby boy.
So you'd gone to West Ham for a couple of weeks and things went well. What has changed as far as your maturity, your ability since then? Because there was a heck of a lot of teams wanting to sign you back then.
Then, I understood nothing about football back then. But as I grew, I understand the business side of it. And if you're going to give somebody a career, you have to be somebody that you trust. And I can say that didn't work out because I trust. The person that I trust didn't want the best for me, they wanted the best for themselves. And I learned from it. And this is something that I think helped me to this day. Everybody wanted it to happen, but probably wasn't meant to be. Because if I got that exposure that early, who knows if I would be this humble or this hungry. No.
And that's part of without wanting to kind of come over as some philosopher or anything like that, you've got to channel that experience the right way. Because it would have been easy for you after that move fell down and you had other options just to say, you know what, this isn't for me. I want to go back to Jamaica and try something else. So that's a lesson for others that, you know what, how many kicks in the teeth are you going to get as a teenager? It will end the right way. You hope. You've got to put the work in, haven't you?
I've been putting the work in.
In what way?
Just come and work hard, just being humble. I think it starts with humbleness. Have everybody excited about my speed and how good I am. But for me, it's just staying humble and just work hard every day with the speed. It's a great thing to continue to happen.
How have you grown as a player since turning pro? You're a young guy and you've already been in this league for 500 years. 5 years, I'm sorry.
That's you been commentating for 500 years.
The maturity came with my kids, because most people don't know, but I got 2 kids, and that's
how old?
They're 2. And that's when the real maturity kicked in.
You don't have a choice, do you?
Yeah. So football did help, but I think life changed after my kids. That's when it's just go time. It's no time for messing around. It's just go time.
All right, now we had your boy Romario on.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted dirt on you. He gave us nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And he said Deshane won't spill anything on me.
Okay.
It is your opportunity to turn the tables on your reggae boy.
He's a good man. He's a good man.
Has he taken you to any of the good Jamaican food places in the area yet?
Nah. Romario taste buds and mine are different. So when he tells me places, I don't go.
Who cooks? If it's you and him, would you get a takeout, go for a Jamaican takeout, or would you make some beef patties? What would you do?
I'll cook. Romario is not the best chef.
What's your strong point? What are you going to fix for us before a game?
I'm a curry chicken and white rice.
All right, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, because when you're in the media, any free food is good food.
Good food.
All right.
For sure.
Last one. Russia?
Russies.
Rusiz.
Rusiz, yeah.
Rusiz High School will probably have many talented youngsters out there. They see you and they see what you have done. Rusiz High School is obviously in Jamaica. What would be your message to those back home that they would hopefully be able to follow in your footsteps one day?
You have to be patient. Back home, all the youngsters get the opportunity to come overseas before me. I was probably in the last two, after like the famous that came out of high school. I was probably the last two. So you have to just like stay patient and just work hard. You don't have to be the most talk about. Just be patient and work hard. Your time will come.
And you've got speed. You mentioned that, but who's the quickest at the club?
Here, right now?
Mm-hmm. It's you, isn't it?
Ep said it wasn't him.
It's
so he's already bowed out.
But he said you're rapid. The guys in front of him are rapid. But he never said who was the quickest.
It's between me, Mitchie, and Mush, I would say.
All right. Well, we got Mitchie. We'll talk to Mitchie. We'll find out what he thinks. If he says it's him,
I don't even know if I'm number one, but it's between me, Mitchie, and Mush. I'll probably have to square it off.
We need to have that for later on.
We got to have the postseason race.
We'll do your 40 and see if you can get an NFL team or something.
Coming to Hartford,
if anyone thinks cancer is going to define you, they've got another thing coming. We know you are more than someone healing their heart. At Trinity Health, we know the importance of seeing the person behind the patient, the fear, the joy, the journey. Bringing you the expert medical teams and state-of-the-art technological advancements of a national health system, along with the personalized care that helps you feel better. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
Our students are looking to stand out, not blend in, which is a good thing considering the 8-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. USJ's academic experience is built on dynamic learning opportunities that extend into labs, internships, and collaboration with faculty, and are designed to both challenge and support students in their professional development. So if you're looking for an education that will help you make your mark in the world, visit usj.edu.
back at Trinity Health Stadium, the match tied at 1. LDI Connect, a proud partner of Hartford Athletic. With over 20 years of experience, LDI Connect is a leading independent provider of office technology solutions. Visit myldi.com for more information. Mark Donaldson, I'm Jody Ambrosio. Here's how we got to a draw at halftime.
Brilliant move. Super goal to begin with. It was Lucas Silva getting too much space, delivering the perfect ball in. Still a lot to do for Chol, but he was able to get there. And then Hartford had a chance from a short free kick that was then played back to Tristan Hodge, played in and headed wide by Joe Farrell. Then the goal, the equalising goal, and a good goal as well. A ball in behind. Marcus Epps taking this nice and early. Goalkeeper couldn't set himself. 1-1, and that was a really good, entertaining first half of football.
Shots are 12-5 in favor of San Antonio. Shots on goal are 3-2 in favor of Hartford. Neither team has made any changes. San Antonio dressed in the road white will get the ball first to start the second half. We have a little false whistle. Now we're ready to go.
I'd sign up for more of the same.
Joe Schmidt into the game for Hartford, in for Jay Chapman. So Joe Schmidt makes his first appearance in a USL game for Hartford. He played a lot in the Cup game on Wednesday. Here's Schmidt taking the ball away with help from Farrell. Now San Antonio gets it back. Here's Silva. Chips it across the box, and Hodge will run onto it on the near sideline.
It's a blow for Hartford. Jay Chapman, a good player. But what you also lose with Jay Chapman going off is a set piece taker and his ability to take corners and swing in free kicks. Hartford have benefited from that so far this season. So an enforced change at the break, but I thought Joe Schmidt did all right. He was singled out even by the coach after the game.
Long throw in. Here's Gomez for San Antonio. Plays it towards Agudelo. And we're going to have a foul called on Hartford. And this is going to be a pretty dangerous kick.
Not just that, it was the player who committed the infringement, Tristan Hodge, who was stupidly booked just before the end of the first half for a needless challenge, and now he's entered the referee's mind as someone not only on a yellow card, but has already made a challenge like that to concede a free kick at the start of the second half. So he's got to be more disciplined, Tristan Hodge.
Two-man wall, marched back into the box. It'll be their trigger man, Jorge Hernandez, to put it into play. San Antonio with 6 men in the box. Paul Walters right in the middle of the goal. Hernandez sends it in, headed out.
It's a good call by the referee. San Antonio player was late on Joe Farrell. Had a good first half. Come on, Lambert.
So it'll be Hartford putting the ball back into play as you get a look at the foul on Farrell.
Headed the side of Farrell's face. But Hartford have got to come up with an idea on how to get the better of... It's a tight four that they're playing with Agudelo, Hackinson, Lambert and Hernandez playing in a central role in midfield.
Farrell steps in and knock it away. Asiadu plays it up ahead. And Galena. Williams can't get to it. It'll be a Hartford throw in from the far side for Apananu. So with Joe Schmidt replacing Chapman in the midfield for Hartford, who does that put the pressure on as far as setting up set pieces and moving things around?
Good question.
Thank you.
The answer is out there in the ether.
Time will tell. Here's Schmidt, gets run over by Agudelo. Agudelo, a bit of physical for a guy up front. Stands 6'2", 31-year-old out of Colombia.
He's committed 4 or 5 infringements today, but I don't mind that from a striker. That's the kind of thing I want. But Brendan Burke right now is just saying to the assistant, look, how many times there's persistent fouling and he constantly does that. So that's a running battle right now. He's right in the ear and he's going to be booked again, Brendan Burke. We spoke on like the messages that we had about Hartford's discipline on Wednesday, or lack of discipline. That's got to start from the coach. And there's only so far you can go to complain. You can plant a seed in an assistant or a fourth official or a referee's mind. Hey, that's another one. But you can't constantly go right up to him and bark what you think is something that's happened against you that you're not happy with. Got to be better than that.
Third yellow on Hartford. Ball played up ahead. Tater will play it back in the middle to Boney. The game tied at 1. First half goals by Muchap Chol and Marcus Epps. Chol in the 7th minute, Epps in the 28th.
The reason I didn't answer your question is because Jay Chapman has taken everything this season. This is the first time we've really seen him not in action for Hartford. But there's that press that forces the error from San Antonio.
He only played 71 minutes against Miami, so you wonder if this was an injury. Maybe he sustained a knock against Miami. Hartford haven't.
Oh, that was enforced. He's picked up something in the first half. You don't change if you don't have to.
Here's San Antonio, but Apanonu knocks it over the restraining wall on the far side.
Really good from Joey.
Don't miss a moment. 2024, become a Hartford Athletic season ticket member today. Visit hartfordathletic.com/season tickets to find out more. Agudelo for Hernandez. Hawkinson chests it down. Asiadu steals it. Anderson plays it to an open Romario Williams. Back to Epps. Up ahead on the right. Here's Deshane Beckford with room to run on Tainter. Into the box. Plays it through. Save made. And picked up by Cisniega. Good hard shot by Deshane Beckford.
Yeah, that's better from Hartford. We're going to take you back a few seconds because Luke Hawkinson had a hold of the jersey of his opponent, and Brendan Burke was making sure the referee knew about that, but he let go just in time. I didn't think it was a yellow card. The issue and the reason I mentioned that, he was booked just before half-time, so another yellow, and he would be getting an early bath.
And Brendan, who normally stands up, has found himself a chair on the bench to get comfortable in.
Maybe safer now that he's on a yellow card. Yeah, he sat down a fair bit in the first half as well, but you can't go chasing an official. You can't be right in his ear, standing right behind him and giving him mouthfuls.
Room to run on the far side. It's Silva, gives to at the 18. Asiadu knocks it away again. He's been so steady for Hartford in that midfield. Now Hodge with room to run. Tristan Hodge was looking for a runner, nobody got open. So he played it ahead to a covered Williams, and it was taken away by Kendall Burks.
Yeah, Kendall Burks doing really well there. Read that one, stuck to his man like glue. Not sure that is offside. I think Joe Farrell played him on.
Here's Chol, sends it into the box, headed down. Farrell, or rather Schmidt, with a nice job to take it away from Hernandez. Play the ball back to Joey Apanonu.
And to be careful as well, any missed time challenge, and that would have been a penalty.
Asiadu plays it square to Hodge. Up ahead to an open Epps. One touch. Here's Michi and Galena. 1v1 with Boney into the box. Michi has it knocked away. It'll be Hartford's first quarter kick of the match.
The bottom line is
54th minute.
Sorry, Joe. The bottom line is Ngalina and Beckford are quicker than any defender that San Antonio has. Give them the ball, get them at the defenders.
Now here's where Chapman takes all the corner kicks.
It's going to be Schmidt.
So Joe Schmidt, who came in for Chapman at halftime, will fill that role. Schmidt, out of Ohio, spent 2 years with Charleston Battery. From the right of the keeper. Far post, punched out of there. And cleared by Shannon Gomez. It'll be a throw-in for Hartford from the far side.
Slightly surprised that San Antonio are down in 6th in the Western Conference. Be very surprised if they don't make the playoffs.
They've done that each of the last 4 years.
Yeah, they're a good team.
Apanonu looking for the long throw and instead goes short to Epps. One touch back to Apanonu. And he played it out over the touchline. So it'll be a throw-in for San Antonio. San Antonio visits Miami next week, and then they have a 2-game homestand against Oakland and the Las Vegas Lights, who they've already played once this year and lost to 1-0 in Vegas. Mitchell Taylor to throw it in from the far side. Apanonu steps in. Trapped by Schmidt. Hartford regains possession. Asiadu in the middle. Here's Beckford open with room. The shot And he just airmails that one over the goal. So it'll be a goal kick for Cisniega. The Fix is Connecticut's premier standalone IV vitamin therapy boutique, offering customized intravenous vitamin infusions and intramuscular vitamin injections that maximize health, performance, and recovery, with all services administered by licensed registered nurses. Located in West Hartford Center, visit thefixivtherapy.com to learn more. Ball played crossfield by San Antonio. Here's Gomez in the attacking third. Gets it to Hawkinson. Marked down the near side by Van Kaziel.
Offside.
Gomez puts it towards the box, but the linesman has his flag up, and it's an offside, the third of the game against San Antonio.
It was a back heel from Hawkinson. Found his teammate Shannon Gomez in an offside position. Free kick for Hartford right in the corner. Got to go all the way across, Paul. The thing here now is, do you let the goalkeeper take this? Or do you get Tristan Hodge or someone to come across? Because he's lucky he's getting away with that, because that was pretty much at the corner flag. So to be able to take it there, that's a bit of a let-off for Hartford.
There's about 3 yards outside of the box. Second ball, trapped down by Agudelo. Schmidt was run over. They say play on. Silva, 1v1 with Engalina, plays it back to Lambert. Wide open, Hawkinson. He's had a lot of room to roam in midfield. Open on the right. Here's Gomez. Off of Hodge.
Okay.
Quarter kick.
No, came back off.
It came back off him.
Came back off Shannon Gomez. I'm just watching Tristan Hodge here, and they're tucking Tristan Hodge in a kind of position where he's a left centre-back, and when they're able to switch the play to this side, Deshane Beckford's got to realise he's got to get back more, because Tristan Hodge is providing a bit more security in the middle. I don't think he needs to there when you've got the other three defenders pretty close, in close proximity. So if Hodge tucks in, Deshane Beckford's got to realise that he's got to get back and help a bit more.
Walter's goal kick never reaches his target. Taken away by San Antonio. We're tied at 1 in the 58th minute here at Trinity Health Stadium in Hartford. Boney up on the right. Shannon Gomez racing on the far side with Epps. Epps tried to plead for the call. The assistant referee said no. It was off you.
It's refreshing, isn't it, from a Hartford's fans' perspective, to have a competitive team again after last year, which ultimately was a horrible year. But this is one of the better teams in the whole of the USL, San Antonio, and Hartford going toe-to-toe. And that's all down to Brendan Burke, first of all, who he got in the summer, and also his coaching and his tactics since the start of the season. 3 wins and 1 defeat.
Hodge steals the pass, deals in the middle, but given away by Epps. Taken back by Van Kaziel. Hodge double team, plays in the middle. Asiadu dummied forward by Romario Williams. San Antonio at midfield takes possession.
And Joe Schmidt's pretty much playing a similar position to Jay Chapman, maybe a little bit deeper. He's got to keep tabs on Jorge Hernandez, who never stands still. He's always on the move, the little Mexican.
Coming cross field. It's Boney with it. Now Gomez cuts it back to Boney at midfield. Trevor Boney with room. Plays it all the way across on the left. Good job by Apanonu to cut off the pass and put it back to Paul Walters, who restarts the play for Hartford. Apanonu goes down. That's a foul, according to the referee, Jeremy Shear. Flourish, proud to fuel Hartford Athletic with their healthy, delicious food. Let us do the same for you and your team. Order online at flourishhartford.com or visit them, 72 New Park Avenue in Hartford. Ball has not been down in the Hartford offensive third very much here in the second half.
The only change to the San Antonio side for today was the player who's coming on, replacing the player who's going off, and it was the other way around last time out when they played against Orange County.
Cameron Lacey replaces the goal scorer, Muchop Chol. Lacey has played 229 minutes this year, has an assist in 5 games. Pass taken away by San Antonio, and they clear it upfield. Farrell over the top, but he plays it right to Agudelo. Now Schmidt plays it all the way back, and Paul Walters will get to it for Hartford. Into the middle of the field where Lambert regains possession. Now Asiadu. Anderson absorbs a couple of bumps. Silva takes him down. That'll be a foul on Lucas Silva. Anderson Asiadu takes a little time to get up. It'll be Hartford ball just inside their attacking half.
Yeah, it's a foul, no more.
Now Epps, double team, plays it back along the near touchline to Hodge.
There's another example, Joe, of a lack of options for both Epps initially and Tristan Hodge to go forward. That's a better ball.
Plays it up to Shane Beckford. 1v1 up the left side, cuts inside, into the box, plays it in. Here's Williams, can't get a clean shot off. And it'll be a corner kick for Hartford.
Only Romario Williams knows if that was doable first time. Clearly he felt he was more comfortable taking a touch or two, but that allowed San Antonio to get players back. That is where you're going to get success if you're Hartford with Beckford. He'll beat anybody for pace.
They converged on him pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But it was just that one touch hesitation that allowed San Antonio to get there. Schmidt from the near corner to trigger the corner kick for Hartford. Knocked away, Hernandez. And we've got a foul on Hartford, so it'll be San Antonio regaining possession. Tied at 1 in the 63rd minute. Muchop Chol in the 7th minute of play, and then Marcus Epps, his first goal for Athletic from Michi Engalina. San Antonio chips it towards, and Hodge plays it into the sweets behind the goal, and it'll be another corner kick for San Antonio, taken by Hernandez. I've got that as 3 corner kicks.
Yep.
To 2 for Athletic. So Hernandez will take it. This will be an outswinger. Headed down and out by Romario Williams back to help out, but Hernandez keeps it in the possession of San Antonio. Knocked away at midfield, but taken back by Shannon Gomez. Plays it up ahead. Farrell puts a head on it. Second ball, deflected by Engalina. San Antonio maintains possession. Hernandez. Now, Kevon Lambert in the Hartford third. Plays it back as they maintain possession. Pass too far. It'll go over the goal line. But it was last touched by Hartford, so it's another corner for the visitors from the Riverwalk.
Beautiful city.
Oh, I love San Antonio.
The Alamo as well.
Yep. Great place to visit. Fabulous people down there. Here's Hernandez. Put up in the air by Williams, and then Romario volleys it out. Well, that was a bad acting job by Lucas Silva. Leads to a Hartford break. Here's Beckford. Gomez impedes him, and they're going to call Beckford for the foul.
That's really good defending by Shannon Gomez, because he knows the likelihood is if he lets Beckford race him in a one-to-one, he just stands his ground there. Brendan Burke felt like that should have gone Hartford's way. I'll disagree there. That was a good bit of defending from Shannon Gomez. Just a little bit of an upper hand now for San Antonio. I felt the first 15 minutes or so of the second half. Both teams totally cancelling each other out, but this is a good spell for the visitors here. There's some really angry-looking crowds. I was going to say, there's a big difference between an angry cloud and an angry crowd.
Right, an angry crowd was what you had here on Wednesday.
And all of last season, but they kept coming back for more, yes.
Midfield, Agudelo, whose name we haven't called much here in the second half. Tainer, one touch. Here's Hawkinson, plays it up ahead on the run.
What a tackle.
Taken down in the box is Lacey. Beautiful job that time. And then Tristan Hodge gets clipped, and that'll be a foul on Hernandez. And that'll be a card. Is that Agudelo? I think it is. No, it's not Agudelo.
Well, the card's been shown to Cameron Lacey.
I don't think it's supposed to be Lacey. I think it was somebody else.
Well, the challenge was made by Jorge Hernandez.
So Lacey, with his third yellow of the year.
He must just have complained about that. That's a brilliant tackle by Joe Farrell. Is it petulance? Certainly nothing that we saw there.
Meanwhile, head athletic trainer Mike Diaz out to work on Tristan Hodge again, which gives us a chance to tell you that Westfield Bank is proud to support Connecticut customers, communities, and crowds cheering for Hartford Athletic. Westfield Bank, what better savings is all about, online at westfieldbank.com. Hodge is up, looks to be okay. I thought Brendan Burke, when we talked to him this week, had interesting comments about Tristan. He said he's liked his attitude this year, comes ready to play. He's been a stalwart on that back line for Hartford.
It helps when you're playing the same position every week.
Last year, that wasn't the case. So Hodge will have to wait to be let back into the game by the assistant referee, which should help him as soon as Paul Walters initiates the ball into play, and Hodge is back. Asiadu with a spinning kick out of bounds. Trying to say it went off Luke Hawkinson, Minnesota native who played collegiately at Creighton. But referee Jeremy Shear, who I think has had a pretty good game.
I think he's been fine. I think he's kept on top of it. A couple he's maybe let San Antonio away with, maybe once for Hartford, but on the whole, I think he's been pretty strong. No complaints.
Tight pass and gets Gomez with it in the Hartford third. Now Hawkinson being marked by Joe Schmidt. The only sub into the game for Hartford. Yeah, actually the only sub in for either. Or no, San Antonio has had one substitute. That's Lacey for Chol. Hawkinson in the middle with room. Puts one on goal and fires it way wide.
Like him. Just like his energy. I like his positional sense as well, Luke Hawkinson.
Very active.
Very. And you need that. That's the type of game that San Antonio play. You've got to be fit to be in Alan Marcina's team. We're going to make another change. And coming on is Luis Solignac.
It will be his first appearance. He's missed the first 5 games. Here's a nice run for Williams. Plays it up ahead, but Kendall Burks is there to clear it over the near touchline.
Yeah, I want to see more from Romario Williams there. Just decision making. He's done well to create a little bit of space for himself, but you can't afford to deflate the bubble with a poor pass like that.
Then Kazeel in a duel with Lacey. Hartford gets it back. Joe Schmidt. Backwards ball. Asiadu gets to it for Hartford. Hodge open on the left. Tristan changes fields and gives it away. But it can't be controlled by Silva. It's taken by Hartford on the far side.
I don't think Cisniega, the San Antonio goalkeeper, has had a save to make in the second half, unless you can remind me of one that he had. He's been very quiet.
Van Kazeel plays it on the left. Here's Deshane Beckford. 1v5. Has it taken away I mean, he was surrounded by a sea of white jerseys.
Well, you have to do that if you're San Antonio, but if you do that, there's going to be space for others.
Well, you got to have somebody. You will have somebody to throw the ball to or pass the ball to. It's going to be called off of San Antonio. So Hodge with the deep throw in for Hartford.
Agudelo's coming off.
So Juan Agudelo's day is done, and Luis Solignac from Buenos Aires played for San Antonio in 2020. Last 3 years was with El Paso. Now back with the black and white. Hernandez runs onto the empty pass, starts the counter.
By the way, it's got really windy. When those clouds appear, and it doesn't, according to the weather app, there's not much rain in the forecast, but it's getting really windy here.
Pass stolen by Apanonu. Starts the counter on the far side. Here's Engalina. Michi with room to run. Runners towards the box. Plays it there. Just wide. The crowd cheered. They thought it went in, but it hit the side panel. It'll be a goal kick for San Antonio.
Yeah, there's a lady in front of me who's currently dancing up and down and throwing her scarf in the air. She's now been told, by the way, that was the other side of the net.
That's just because she saw you. It had nothing to do with the play on the field.
Sat down sheepishly.
She said, "Are you Mark Donaldson?"
No, stop.
I see that reaction when we walk in together. Into the 72nd minute as you see the wind blowing one of the Truly umbrellas. It's truly blowing it, trust me.
Well, Hartford are now playing up the hill. A lot more than San Antonio will. Basically playing into the wind.
Taken away. Here's Lacey. Up ahead on the left. San Antonio with numbers. Chip towards the far post. Hawkinson! And a diving save by Walters as Hawkinson went near post. That's Paul Walters' best save of the match. It leads to another corner kick for San Antonio.
Well, neither goalkeepers had that much to do. I love the positioning there of Luke Hawkinson. He drifts in, he ghosts in at the back post. That's really hard to mark. And the goalkeeper, Paul Walters, that's a smart save, but he got in behind Tristan Hodge there. And Luke Hawkinson coming so close to putting San Antonio ahead.
Hernandez from the near corner. Sends it low, headed out of danger by Engalina.
The way it is right now, if there is to be a winner based on the way that the game is going at present, it's going to be the visitors. But you wonder as well how this wind and these weather conditions are going to affect things.
Shannon Gomez ambling over to the near side to get the ball for a throw in. Somebody must have said something to him because he turned around and blew somebody in the front row a kiss. Long throw in. Hodge gets involved with Lacey, who chips it behind the goal. It'll be a goal kick for Athletic, moving right to left here in the second half into a strong, strong wind.
Is that one for the teenagers who used to listen to sport on the radio in the 50s? Right to left on your transistor radio.
That's for people listening on Sirius XM channel 157.
Exactly.
Hartford's had very little time with the ball in the offensive half. And you wonder, when will this pressure for San Antonio pay off? Distributed on the right, taken away. Good anticipation by Engalina. Plays it out of danger back to Tristan Hodge, who gets by Hawkinson up the near touchline. Plays the ball to Epps. Epps goes down. Throw in San Antonio. Devon Lambert to throw it in. We are due for some rain here shortly.
Paul Walters, that last goal kick didn't hit it near halfway. That's how hard this wind is blowing.
Hernandez finds an open man up ahead. Good move by Silva, but he airmails the shot. And we're going to have a yellow card on Hartford.
Yeah, the yellow card's for Joe Schmidt for the challenge on Jorge Hernandez. The referee was going to give the free kick initially, but good refereeing. He saw that there was a better advantage to be played. Brendan Burke he's given this fourth official earache. If it's not the assistant referee, he's in the ear of the fourth official. He's got to be careful as well, because he's on a yellow card, and all it takes is one thing that's said that the fourth official doesn't like to alert the referee, and you'll be watching the rest of the game from the stands.
So, it will be a Hartford goal kick.
Yeah, not sure he's got the ability to get it past halfway, depending on how severe the wind is. Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Wow.
That ball pounces short. Asiadu and Hodge combined to play it for Hartford. Boy, there's got to be some adjustments made for Paul Walters there.
What was that, a pop-up to center field?
I think second base.
Second base, yeah, okay.
Here's Schmidt.
Yeah, that's not getting to center field, is it?
No.
Pop up to the mound.
Van Kazil to Hodge. Tied at 1 into the 76th minute here at Trinity Health Stadium. Hartford 3-1 on the season. San Antonio, who plays so many draws, 2-1 and 3. Under Alan Marcina, they are 73, 26, and 36.
This is when you're relying on your players to come up with a solution. Okay, what you got, right? You've got conditions whereby you cannot get out your own half. What don't you want to do? You don't want to put the ball in the air because you've got no control over it there. A normal pass on a normal day with no wind, you know roughly where that's coming down. You don't now. So there's only so much Brendan Burke can do. This is up to the players to figure out, well, that didn't work, let's find something else.
Bicycled out by Engalina. Asiadu, who's just so active out there. Plays it back to Hodge. Up ahead, Engalina taken off the ball by Luke Hawkinson. Hawkinson with it. Plays it up on the right for Solignac. Changes fields with it, and Hartford knocks it away, but Beckford can't control. Taken back by San Antonio, and here's Marcus Epps. Crosses into midfield.
He's got to cut back, give it to Beckford.
Here's Deshane Beckford. Gives it back to Epps. Epps tries to cut towards the middle, loses possession. Just dribbled it off his foot. Back comes San Antonio. Hernandez on the counter. Looks for options and plays it back into the midfield circle to Kevon Lambert. Now Mitchell Tainer, the captain of San Antonio. Up ahead on the left as the wind continues to howl. Solignac plays it back to Hawkinson as they string passes together. Gomez into the box, headed by Akaponu, and it's an own goal! Joey Apononu heads it into his own goal, and San Antonio in the 79th minute leads it 2-1.
In these conditions, when you get a cross in like this, you basically have no idea where this one's going to land. It's played in by Shannon Gomez. They're with the wind. So he's kind of climbed and then realized, oh no. And there's not much he can do about that. I'm not sure it was coming, but it's not a surprise that it's come.
Well, San Antonio over the last 20 minutes has had the better of play. The Performance Lab is an all-inclusive model that brings the latest technologies for pain relief, wellness, and mobility together under one roof. With one-on-one treatments and a customized approach to fit your needs, the Performance Lab will get you moving and feeling your best. Second own goal surrendered by Hartford this year. Joe Farrell gave up one late in the Miami game. So now Hartford chasing a goal here in the 80th minute. And this kind of fits into what San Antonio does, especially with the wind such a factor for Hartford. Apononu looking to make up for his misdeed.
Hartford, next time there's a stoppage in play, we'll bring on Mushagalusa and Dieng.
Now Tristan Hodge up the left side with room. Drops it back. Van Kazil dribbles to the left, finds Hodge, who pushes up. Plays it in the middle. Beckford's open, but he dribbles out of trouble. Towards the corner. Watched closely by Boney. Nice move by Beckford. About 22 yards out. Plays in the middle for Schmidt. Throws it square for Asiadu. And Galena's got to go chase the pass down. And he just kicks it over the goal. And I have to be honest, there was no sense of urgency there from Galena.
Hartford have got the corner.
Marcus Epps' day is done.
Okay.
And Apanonu's day is done. Joey will be replaced by the youngster Mamadou Dang.
Well, they're going for it. Sure who they'll put to right back, whether it's Joe Schmidt or Asiadu. They've got a corner.
Mamadou Jang had about 4 chances to score the other night in the Open Cup game as the ball headed out of danger by Kavan Lambert. Here's Beckford. Cuts to the right. Feeds it open Hodge. Tristan sends it in. Headed out of danger by San Antonio.
Hartford are way too high.
Here's a one-on-one. Taken by Lacey. Blocked by the keeper. Great save by Paul Walters.
Hartford bench is complaining that was offside. He started his run in his own half. You cannot be offside if you start your run in your own half when the ball is played. And tempers are getting frayed now.
Brendan Burke off the bench complaining again. He's on a yellow card as you watch Lacey get ahead of Mushagalusa, and from about 12 yards fires it, saved by the left arm of Paul Walters.
The other option that you've got if you're Hartford, you can play 3 at the back. 3-4-3.
Here's Beckford. Blocked up in the air. Solignac plays it back to Hawkinson and cleared to midfield. Schmidt with a bicycle to keep in possession of Athletic. Tristan Hodge seems like he's had the ball on his foot a lot here in the second half. Changes fields. Send it to the far side to Tomas Van Kazil. And Galena plays it back. But it's kept in by Van Kazil, but put him in a position where all he could do was turn it over to Jorge Hernandez. Now Solignac. 2-1 San Antonio on the own goal in the 79th minute. And again, we've talked about this begins a hard 4-game stretch for Athletic. Next week at Lou City, then Charleston. They've never beaten Lou City.
This is like a 3-3-4 for Hartford now. They're going for it. They know they're probably going to give up a chance or two, but they also want to create to try and get back into this game and get back on level terms. But that pass, Joe, from Asiadu, it's got to be better. It's sloppy. That is the reason why San Antonio have got the ball back. Anderson Asiadu's been all right today, but that was poor.
Here's Lacey into the box. Set sprawling.
No chance.
And it's a penalty.
That is...
And Walters and Hernandez have words. So Farrell gets the yellow, and it'll be a penalty kick, and the Hartford coaching staff, Brendan Burke and goalkeeper coach Dan Gaspar, are irate.
Look, we haven't had the replay yet, and we'll make our mind up after we've seen it, but the initial thought is that is really soft, and he didn't give it initially, and then he went back to it. Okay, is there contact? Yes, there is. Is there enough on Lacey for him to go down? He didn't need much invitation, did he, to go down?
No, he was starting to fall before.
Look, if you're the player, if you're Cameron Lacey, and you feel the touch, and you go down, you're giving the referee a decision to make. Some referees would say play on, others would give the penalty.
So Luis Solignac, in his first game back with San Antonio after missing the first 5 due to injury, here in the 85th minute, will try to put San Antonio up by 2. Awaits the whistle from the referee, Jeremy Shear. Crowd urging Paul Walters on.
He saved one at this end last season.
And he scores. On the penalty, Solignac in the 86th minute. And San Antonio has a 3-1 lead. Holiday Inn Express Newington, conveniently located in the heart of the dining and shopping district of Newington on the Berlin Turnpike, Route 5 and 15. Whether you need one night or an extended stay, Holiday Inn Express will make your stay convenient and cost-effective. So Hartford now chasing 2. And they're getting another sub ready to check in.
You have to credit San Antonio for their game management in this second half. They've hardly allowed Hartford a sniff. And as this game's gone on, they've had more and more of a grip around this game's neck.
And they've totally disrupted Hartford in the offensive end. As Solignac went to accept the pass, and he goes down in pain.
Well, it's not a head knock, so the referee's under no obligation to stop play here.
Beckford tripped, they say play on. Ball knocked off of Silva. And now they blow the whistle for the injured Luis Solignac. Trainer Jesse Lowrance goes in. It is Emmanuel Samaria waiting to come in for Hartford. With the wind in the second half, San Antonio, after the first few minutes, have dominated. As you get a look at the injured Luis Solignac, known as Lucho.
I don't think Hartford can say that they've done enough in this game to merit something out of it, because they've hardly laid a glove on San Antonio in the second half. Now, there is a caveat, and it's the weather conditions. And sometimes you need a bit of luck. San Antonio were playing against the wind in the first half, but it wasn't anywhere near as severe as it was. When you saw those clouds, you and I have lived in this area for long enough now. When you get those clouds coming in, there's a certain type of cloud that you know you're going to get gusty winds.
Right.
And the problem in this little stadium here is that it kind of swirls. It's a bit of a wind trap, and it becomes very difficult to play against. And San Antonio have managed it really, really well. But what they've done as well is they've stopped Hartford from being able to play the game that they want to play. When you've got a goalkeeper that can't even get to the edge of the center circle with a goal kick, that's fine. But as I said earlier, Hartford has to adapt to that, because San Antonio did.
Samaria comes in. Tristan Hodge taken out for the first time this season.
It would have been quite an achievement for Paul Walters to save a penalty last season for Hartford when he wasn't at Hartford. When you get your Joe Rice's and your Paul Walters mixed up. See, I could have let that go, but no, that's...
Because you're an honest man.
Of course.
I did admit I was sitting here thinking...
I didn't see that.
Yeah. I was at all but 2 home games. And I watched those on the telly.
And I never saw Paul Walters in goal for Hartford at all last season. By the way, he's been good since he came in.
He's played well, but now you have Keenan Ribeiro, who is ready, and that's going to present an interesting dynamic. Ribeiro was the first player that the new administration signed.
He was.
3-1. San Antonio scoring in the second half on an own goal and a penalty kick.
I don't think the scoreline mirrors the way the game has gone so far, but I do think San Antonio deserve to be ahead.
Here's Emmanuel Samaria, has played 22 minutes in 2 matches this year for the blue and green. Plays the ball back to Joe Farrell. We'll get the word on stoppage time fairly soon. I think probably 5 minutes. Farrell looking for a place to go with it. Beckford finds Williams, but he's triple team. Boy, they just converge on the Hartford players, and Williams goes down just outside the penalty box, so a potentially dangerous situation for Athletic.
While their tactics might annoy opposition managers, they're smart. And And I'll tell you why they're smart, because if you've already got a guy on a yellow card, move it on to someone else. You take him now. If you got a booking, move it on to someone else. You do it. You take a booking.
Well, and they're in sports, there are 4 minutes of Grignell Vineyard's stoppage time. In basketball, if you have a physical team, they're not going to call every foul. And the same thing happens here with San Antonio.
You can't beat them. Sometimes join them.
And the goal, and the free kick by Williams sails maybe 20 yards over the goal. Just kind of indicative of what's happened here in the second half for Athletic.
Okay, so I was talking earlier about playing smart, right? Tristan Hodge didn't when he conceded that stupid free kick, and it earned him a place in the referee's book. Look around you. What have you seen in the last 20 minutes if you're Romario Williams? You've seen a goalkeeper that can't get anywhere near halfway because of the wind. You've seen players in your team struggle to dribble with the ball because of the wind. So if you're 25 yards out and you know that the wind is blowing against you, why are you doing that? Is that the smartest thing you could do? No.
We are into stoppage time, 3-1. San Antonio on top. Schmidt, who came in at halftime for Jay Chapman, played up ahead. Jang leaves it for Beckford. Boy, he was wearing Hernandez on his shirt, and Hernandez knocked it away. Now Lacey, who's been a factor since he's come in. Good tackle by Hartford. Jang steals it. Mushagalusa, who got a goal 2 weeks ago against Miami. But that ball goes out of bounds. Last touched by San Antonio. Hartford chasing 2 here into the second of 4 minutes of stoppage time. Now it's Joe Farrell. Plays it up ahead on the right side. Van Kezil plays it towards goal, and Cisniego, who's had a rocking chair second half, easily makes an unencumbered catch and goes to the ground with the ball.
So we mentioned earlier, this is the best team that Hartford have faced this season.
By far.
And they're deserving of their win. Hartford now go to the top 2 teams away from home in the Eastern Conference. I'm not sure if this formation, a 4-2-3-1, is the best formation when you know you're going to 2 tough places and you know you're probably going to have less of the ball. You play with a front 4, admirable, if you give them the ball and they do what they're meant to do. But I just wonder if he'll play an extra body in midfield, certainly for the next game.
Well, and I think a lot of that will depend on the availability of Jay Chapman.
Sure.
Hartford 0-5-2 lifetime against Lou City, 3-7 against the Charleston Battery.
This has just been a smart second half performance from San Antonio, and it started after the hour mark, because we mentioned the first 15 minutes of the second half, both teams totally cancelled each other out. And look, it was windy at that time as well. It wasn't as windy, but Hartford haven't stepped up, and San Antonio have since then in the last half hour, and there's your difference.
Punched out, it's free, and Galena airmails one.
He needs more composure.
Van Kezil keeps it into Jang. Momo try to give and go with Van Kezil, knocked away. I think you said it, Mark. San Antonio has played a perfect road game here in the final half hour.
So what's happened in the previous 8 road games that they've played in the USL, where they haven't won any of them since they beat New Mexico back in August last year? That's what he'll hope to now achieve. He set a benchmark for his players on the road, Alan Marcina, and it's now about taking that forward when they go to Miami, first of all, next Saturday.
So we are rapidly approaching the whistle to signal the end of this one. Hartford with a dangerous opportunity. Just outside the box to the left of the keeper, Pablo Cisniega. This might be the last play we see on the night. Chipped in, punched over the goal by Cisniega. Hartford will have a corner.
Other side.
It'll be Schmidt taking Hartford's 4th corner of the match from the right of Pablo Cisniega. but it will be too little too late for the home team. Punched up, and that will do it. We have come to full time. And we have come to the completion, and Brendan Burke is marching out towards the referee.
Normally, you shake hands with your opposing coach. And Alan Martino's shaking hands with the assistant coach, with the goalkeeping coach, Dan Gaspar. But Brendan Burke has got to be careful. He's already been booked. Depending on what he says here, depends on whether he walks back without another yellow card or if he picks up a second yellow.
Well, he stops right in front of Jeremy Shearer to talk to him, but it will not change the outcome of the match. 3-1 is the final. San Antonio, its first trip ever to Trinity Health Stadium, gets out of here with 3 points. We'll come back and wrap it up next here on ESPN+. You got another yellow.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.
So while we are in commercial break, Hartford head coach Brendan Burke got his second yellow of the match, which will call into question his availability for next week's game at Blue City.
Regardless of how you feel, you shake the hand of the opposition coach, and then you go and see the referee and you keep your temper to a minimum. You pick up a second yellow, he's now going to be in trouble. The discipline starts from the top. Can't have a go at players for ill discipline if your coach can't control himself, regardless of how annoyed that he is.
Don't miss Hartford Athletics' next home match. That will be here at Trinity Health Stadium on May 11th at 7 p.m. against Colorado Switchbacks. Go to hartfordathletic.com for tickets and more information. Marcus Epps with the only Hartford goal to tie the match at 1, but then an own goal off the head of Joey Apinonu, and then a penalty kick by Luis Solignac, and that did it. So for my broadcast partner Mark Donaldson and our crew, I'm Jody Ambrosio. 3-1, San Antonio wins it. This might be the last play we see on the night. Chipped in, punched over the goal by Cisniega. Hartford will have a corner.
Other side.
Attack. Switch to the left side. Here's Silva open, puts it on goal. Header is a goal! Silva with the setup, and Muchak Chol gives San Antonio the lead on the diving header. Just 6:23 in.
Told you they were a good side. That's a lovely goal in from the left-hand side. And a super header. My concern today, this is Hartford's toughest test of the
it over to Agudelo. Played up ahead on the run, into the box, a shot goes wide. Hartford dodges a bullet there as Chol had a golden opportunity for his second goal of the match. Back too far for Chapman. Asiedu will run onto it and give it Epps. In the box, his shot, and Cisniega. Anderson has relatives in the area. That's why he's glad he came here. Is Joe Farrell coming up, try to get a foot on it. It'll be a goal kick, but a good effort by the Hartford captain out of Blue Bell. there first. And Galena plays it up ahead for Epps. Here's Marcus Epps, 1v1 with Tainer in the box. He scores! His first goal with Athletic, and Marcus Epps ties the game in the 28th minute.
Brass bonanza at Trinity Health Stadium. Going to take you back to the opening few minutes of this game. How was this game going to be won? A ball over the top, a ball in behind, in transition. Epps has got a lot to do here.
Galena gets an assist into the box. Oh, and Michi just misses on a sliding attempt as he collides with Pablo Cisniega. And Cisniega is down.
Second time he's pulled on his jersey. That's the second.
Puts it up ahead. It'll be Silva, the San Antonio goal scorer or assist man, puts it in front. Sends it in, but it's headed out of play. So it'll be a goal kick for Hartford. Galena gets an assist into the box. Oh, and Michi just misses on a sliding attempt as he collides with Pablo Cisniega. And Cisniega is down. Lacey. Up ahead on the left, San Antonio with numbers. Chip towards the far post. Hawkinson! And a diving save by Walters as Hawkinson went near post. That's Paul Walters' best save of the match. It leads to Solignac plays it back to Hawkinson as they string passes together. Gomez into the box, headed by Akaponu, and it's an own goal! Joey Apononu heads it into his own goal, and San Antonio in the 79th minute leads it 2-1.
In these conditions, when you get a cross in like this, you basically have no idea where this one's going to land. It's played in by Shannon Gomez. They're with the win.
Here's a one-on-one taken by Lacey, blocked by the keeper. Great save by Paul Walters.
Fourth, you have to get in his ear. This is horrible officiating. He's diving, and every single time, they don't call crap on us. This is a joke. Stop hiring these crappy referees.
Saved one at this end last season.
And he scores. On the penalty, Solignac in the 86th minute. And San Antonio has a 3-1 lead. Holiday Inn Express Newington, conveniently located in the heart of the dining and shopping district of Newington on the Berlin Turnpike, Route 5 and 15. Whether you need one night or an extended stay, Holiday Inn Express will make your stay convenient and cost-effective.